retweet that shit. Once
Oh,
I
that
see
shit
J
go
Dub retweet it,
that shit goes
it's out of there.
crazy.
I'm like, all right, let me look this shit. I'll come back later.
Yo, that's my That's my favorite. Yo, you drop a heater on Twitter. You drop a little heater on Twitter, then you just leave that shit. Yeah, y'all fight in there while I go on by my day. Y'all fight. Waste y'all time while I'm working or getting money or doing some other shit. You know what I mean? I love that shit.
Yeah, I might just have to dig into it a little bit more. Like, if I do, I know I can get paid off my shit. I know, but I just can't do it too crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at my 28-day summary. I think I have like 1 million impressions on my tweets. I think you need like 3 million over a 5-day period, a 5-month period or some shit. I don't know what it is.
Were you talking about the blue?
Yeah, Twitter Blue to get paid off of it.
Honestly, I don't tweet enough to even subscribe right now. Even if I wanted to subscribe for Twitter Blue or X or whatever this shit called nowadays, right? Even I wanted to subscribe, like I'm just paying Elon Musk, making him richer, bro. Like I don't even tweet enough to even be qualified to get money on this. Even though, like, I know what to do, bro. I think we know what to do if we want to make noise. I choose not to make noise. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a choice. 5 million impressions on your post within 3 months. I know. Yo, bro, I could get that like with ease.
So that's like 1.6 a month.
I can get that with ease.
Yeah, that's easy.
That's easy. Trust me. I've just toned down, bro. It is what it is. I've toned down. I'm happy like that too. If I wanted to make noise and kick up dust, I know how to make noise and kick up dust, bro. I already know. I already know what to do. So. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We live, by the way. We live.
All right. You put the subscriber only mode on this motherfucker?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For 2 hours. We'll be out of here before then. Too,
I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know you can customize it like that.
Yo, I was doing subscriber. Remember, like when, like we started like this GG shit when I got you a board. I'm like, yo, we're gonna do like subscriber only chat. We were doing that for a bit, but I just turned it off after some time. Remember, I was doing like subscriber only. I remember
you said that, but I didn't know you can customize it as much as you can, like with a certain amount of hours and stuff like that. Like that's dope.
Yeah.
Because some people could just subscribe and then start tweeting some bullshit. I mean, start commenting some bullshit.
Exactly.
But they have to be subscribed for a certain amount of time. So when you customize it like that, then it makes it so that they can't, you know what I mean? Come in and start wilding out.
Exactly. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Hopefully our mics sound great. What's going on, people? How's it going? I want to shout out a couple people in the chat. Bias Gamer 77. What's good? Gian the Don. Zubin Jacob. What's good? Same old 23. Jurin Stamps. The usual suspects in here. Y-Band Craft. Killer Cam for Show. Arcade. Shout out to all the channel members. I want to shout out all our Patreons, by the way.
Shout out to y'all.
Once again, I appreciate y'all. And I could tell that if you're subscribed to the Patreon, you just really fuck with us, and I like that because I haven't dropped something in there in a minute, and I apologize for that. And we will be getting back to that full force. So you just have to give me some grace, people, please. If you're part of the Patreon, and just give me some grace a little bit. Work, life, a lot of shit going on right now that is taking up my time, but I'm gonna be back on that, and we're gonna be dropping some extra content for you guys as well. I'm gonna do a little giveaway for y'all boys just now in the Patreon. So shout out to all of our Patreon subscribers. I think we got like over 30 Patreon subscribers. If you do want to support us further, you can check out our Patreon. You know, Jmaine gets his cut. Jmaine got a little cut today, right? Jmaine got a little cut today.
About to pull up on that ass Creed with that. Like we
yes, sir. So, you know what I mean? So the shit helps, you know. Put a little food on Jmaine plate too, you know what I mean? So
a little gas in the tank, a little tequila in my cup, you know what I'm saying? A little Espolón on the rocks.
So if you want to support our Patreon, you know, you can. And we got like 6 episodes of WDF on there, and more is coming. We're about to make a resurgence. Yo,
we definitely got to do one for this Drake album that's dropping tomorrow.
Bro,
we got to talk about that shit.
Bro, I want to do
a review or some shit like that.
Yeah, I want to do a live reaction to the album, bro. But like low key, 12 o'clock midnight, I'm gonna be a little sleepy though. That's the only problem.
Yeah. I've been thinking about it too. That I want to do that shit too.
I want to do a live reaction to that shit, yo. Because low key, yo, if y'all think academics be wilding out when you hear a new Drake record, y'all should hear me for the first time hearing a new Drake record that I love, bro. I'd be going crazy. I'd be going nuts.
Nah, Kofi be in this room with his shirt off, candles lit, the lights a little dim.
Yo,
crazy.
Yo,
that
man,
8 a.m. in Charlotte is not. I like that. That shit is hard.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that album, man. I'm looking forward to that album, bro. Real talk. I'm looking forward to it. Tonight, we're going to talk about it, though. DrewTube, what's up? What's up? Wise Guy. Welcome. Shout out to all the people pulling up to the podcast. As you guys can see, it's a subscriber-only chat. We're doing this to avoid the trolls. You know, our chat is usually really good. You know what I mean? I will say about our community that I really do appreciate. I think at least I'm proud to say I've cultivated a really dope community of non-fuck boys. I like y'all people. I like y'all. I do like my chat. I've been looking at some other people's chat and compared to my chat. My chat's dope, man. The people who be commenting on my shit over here is super dope, and I
Jack
like
will
that.
be getting abused over there.
You know what I mean?
That should be funny as hell. I remember I went over there when he was playing Last of Us 2. Oh my god, they was killing that nigga. I was like, see why he don't be feeling like streaming sometimes.
Yeah. my chat be good, man. You know, my chat be good, and I really do appreciate that. We got straight up gamers up in here, and I like that. So shout out to y'all. We got a good pod for you guys today. There's a lot of topics that me and Jmaine are gonna discuss. Probably gonna be a little bit some debates in there. You know, a little bit of back and forth. So it's definitely gonna be a good show. So strap in, hit the like button if you haven't, and let's get to it, man. Good Gaming episode 50. Jmaine, I wanted to be in Albany to do this episode live for episode 50.
It was episode 50.
But the way life looking like, I don't got the opportunity for that this time. So we got to do that episode 100 for sure.
100 for sure. Yeah.
You know what we're going to do? We get to episode 99 and I can't pull up. We're going to do 99.1, 99.2, 99.3 until I pull up for episode 100. Real
Kingdom
talk,
Hearts shit. 92.8, like 99.9.
Nah, we're going to do that. We're going to do the live podcast for episode 100. Let's just do it at that. You know, a live podcast, episode 100, we're going to make it happen. If I have to take the 6-hour drive, I'm going to pull up. We're going to do a live podcast, maybe shoot some other content.
That'll be an even bigger milestone and celebrate the second podcast and making it to 100 episodes. Man.
We definitely going to do that. We definitely do that. So
my paper's clean, so we good, man.
Yeah, man. So episode 50, we here, man. And Jmaine, what you been playing? I think I have an idea what you've been playing.
Oh, yeah. So first of all, let me shout out PlayStation Africa for sending over a code for me to get my hands. PlayStation Africa did their thing. I think the secret's out the bag. I am playing, some of that Spooderman, and I have more thoughts on that later. Can't wait to talk about it. Definitely I got thoughts already. I'm only 10 hours into the game. I got thoughts already. So we're going to talk about that later, man. Maybe me and Kofi will put some content together individually, and of course maybe
spoiler cast, man. We got
together. We'll do that too and have that ready for the people as well when they're ready for it.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, just cleaning up some other games. Final Fantasy. I'm about to get on. Anyway, Final Fantasy. There's so much shit that I want to play. Assassin's Creed Mirage came out. Like these motherfuckers. I'm not even going to even try not to think about it because I got to focus on Spooderman first, get that done, and then I'll worry about everything else. So there's a lot of shit out there, a lot more that's about to come out. It's October now, so this is a heavy fucking month of games that I want to play. That Mario Wonder look fire. Want to play that too. Liza P, I didn't even get to that. Like, got the shit just downloaded, sitting there on my Xbox. Like, it's just a lot. So, Spooderman 2, and then the fucking Final Fantasy is the main shit that I've been playing. And tomorrow, over on my channel, we're gonna be going live for a few hours to check out that Modern Warfare 3 beta. I got that downloaded already on the system, so I would definitely want to play that. They got me, Kofi. All right, they got me. Them classic maps came back. They looking fire, remastered in this 4K HD glory, and I'm in there, man. That shit look good. The movement looking all right, so I'm definitely gonna check that out.
Okay. I went back to look at all the games I've beat this year, and Jmaine, I looked at my list and I'm like, damn, bro, things have really changed for me. Like, big time. By this time, look, if we're in October, there's only 2 more months until the year's over. Typically, I've had like 25 minimum, 30 games beat. I looked at my list this year, I'm like, 12 games beat. God damn, this Jmaine numbers up in here, man. What's going on, bro? What I'm like, this Jmaine numbers up in here, man. What's going on?
Nah, we ain't doing that. I'm usually like around closer to 20 by this time. But yeah. That's
I'm like,
funny as
yo,
hell.
what's going on, bro? So yeah, I only have 12 games beat. I'm like, damn, bro. But when you really take it, I'm behind. Like, mans do not know. I beat way more games than this a year, but you know, life is lifing right now, man. I got, you guys already know, I got a beautiful baby boy now. That's so that's taking up a lot of time. Work super crazy right now for me because for our small business, one of our employees is not there anymore, so we're pretty much taking extra load. So I'm working extra. It's just tough. It's tough all around. But I made sure that I beat that Spider-Man. I made sure I beat that Spider-Man.
Yeah, he locked in. He wasn't a father over this past weekend, y'all.
Yeah, I got the game on Thursday. Played 2 hours after the pod. Yo, shout out to the wifey for holding it down so I could sit down.
You had
on my
her
ass
looking like
game,
that SpongeBob episode when Patrick and SpongeBob was taking care of the baby.
Yeah.
And SpongeBob,
Shout out to the
SpongeBob
wifey.
was
She held it
doing
down,
work.
bro.
Yeah,
She held
she
it
had 8
down. Yo, shout out to Addie, bro. So on Thursday after the pod, I played for like two almost 3 hours. Friday, I played some more after work. Saturday and Sunday, I went dumb. I think I did like 6-hour sessions and shit throughout the day. Oh, I went dumb. So yes, I have completed Spider-Man 2. I have completed it. We're not going to talk about it today, but we are going to talk about it on October 16th. October 16th, we are going to talk about Spider-Man 2. My review is going to be a special review. It's going to be a platinum review. 100% review. I've done everything the game has to offer. I've done everything. I've seen everything. So I've been writing up, recording. This is actually going to be a pretty long, a long review than I typically do. You know, it's going to be a longer review than I typically do. But the editing, B-roll, all that fire shit that I'd be doing, I'm going to incorporate it in this review. It's going to be one of my best projects yet. I'm really glad. Shout out to PlayStation Canada for sending over the review code and actually sending it over super early. So I have a lot of time. I have a lot of time to cook, and I'm gonna put my foot in it. It's gonna be really special. You know what I mean? So please, it's gonna be spoiler free. It's gonna be spoiler free
for sure.
Right? So
They
make sure you
sent
check it out
as early as they did. Like,
no, the game went gold.
This game needed that. I know that, but I don't think this game needed that much time for people to like.
Hey, Jamie, don't say that. I ain't complaining. PlayStation, send it early like this all the time. Send it early like this all the time, bro.
Maybe they factored in like October is gonna be a busy month
very
for
busy,
reviewers.
and the
so
game is done.
As early
As
possible.
The game is done too. This shit went gold like a week or two ago. You know what I'm saying? This shit is done.
It did.
You
So,
know what I
and
mean?
if
So I'm
anything
not
they
mad
need
at
to
it.
patch, they could just roll that out if need be. So they're gonna send it out as early as
Can't wait
possible.
to talk about
man.
it. Yeah, the review is gonna be really good. So make sure you guys check it out. And me and Jmaine are gonna do a little bit of a spoiler cast. Maybe a week. Maybe we'll do it like a week after release. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it like a week after release, and we'll do a little bit of spoiler cast because I'm sure most folks will beat the game within a week or two, the latest, anyway. So
Yeah. They said it's about the same length as the first
length of
one,
Spider-Man
so
2018.
you just factor that into how you play games, and there you go. Set up your time.
There we go. All right.
Excited.
So let's get into some of these topics, and I do want to just go over some of the stuff from last week that we kind of rushed through. Specifically the Sony breach, because more details have come out now. You know how we're saying that more details might come out? More details have come out. So, Jmaine, it looks like PlayStation has confirmed the data breach, and 7,000 employees' personal information has been exposed.
Damn. That's crazy. That does suck, but
At least it ain't my credit card, bro. At least it ain't my credit card. Hold up, you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
As long as it's not my shit. As long as it's not my shit, I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if there's anything that's going to leak out of this. You know what I mean? 6,000 employees, because this could be like, I thought it was 6,000 files originally that came out that they said it was leaked, but being that it's 6 to almost 7,000 employees information, it's personal information. So I don't think it's going to be anything like, we're going to find out about any games or any movies or whatever else Sony got going on. Unless it's in some of them emails, maybe they talk about it in code names in the emails, but You know what I mean? It sucks for them. It definitely sucks for them employees that got their stuff leaked. They're gonna probably have to. I don't know how much personal information do you give your job. I think you give them your social security number. So they might have put some fraud protection on their stuff, but I'm sure PlayStation's gonna cover all of that. Sony gonna cover all of that. They'll be alright. I don't think it's a big deal. I really don't. I really don't think it's a big deal. Like fraud protection these days is pretty good, and they'll be fine moving forward. I don't think anybody has to worry about anything too crazy. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah. Like you said, yo. Look, this might sound a little bad, yo. Shout out to all the people who lost their personal information, but I was kind of hoping that, like, you know what I mean, like a little Bloodborne remastered might get leaked because of this. You know, I wasn't even gonna lie, man. I was crossing my fingers, seeing that maybe we get some secret game announcements and shit like that. You know what I mean? But I guess that's not the case. But you know how I feel about personal data leak. I feel like all of our shit. I feel like they already got my shit.
That's what I was trying to. I just asked myself. I'm like, why do I feel like that about this? And I'm just like, I think they got all my shit already. Like, if they want it, they can have it. Like, I'm a nobody. Yeah, I'm a nobody. Sacred. Like these days, I don't feel anything is secure. If a hacker wants to get my shit, they can get it. So I'm not.
Bro, they already have it. Your information has probably been sold like multiple times already.
Yeah, I think, bro. How many? So
yeah.
I was gonna say, I think I get like notifications on my phone when I go into like the passwords and they tell me how many of them have potentially been like exposed or sold or whatever they say. And they say I should change my password for this, and this account. I don't care. I don't even change it. I don't even change it. I just ignore it. Like I don't care. Like I take what you want. Like I'll deal with it if it happens.
Exactly, because like first of all, I'm a nobody. You're like you're hacking into my personal information. Like I don't get it. Like Jmaine said, I think privacy in 2023, shit. I think privacy's dead, bro. If mans want to fry you, they'll fry you. If mans want to hack into your shit, they'll hack into your shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at this point, I'm not. If someone said, "Yo, there's been a little breach and at this site," and you know I've signed up for the site, I'll be like, "Yo, fuck it." At this point, as long as I look into my bank account and my number is the same, right? Go ahead, yo. Have my phone number and shit.
That's where it can get tricky too. Like I think a lot of people that are rich or like are well off, they probably get their shit hacked and don't even know it. Because people like that get in there and they won't take a lot out. So they probably just think, oh, okay, that's just some regular shit coming out month to month, or they just can't remember all of the stuff that they paying over a certain amount of time. And they just in there probably taking a couple thousand here, a couple thousand there, and don't even know it. And don't even know it. That shit just gone. But I wanted to ask you, have you ever had any of your gaming accounts hacked or broken into where you looked at your bank account and you saw like some purchases that
I do have look, I haven't lost any money, but I do have a story. I've only ever experienced this one time in my life, and it was my Amazon account. It was my Amazon account. Bro, one day I pull up, I try to log into my Amazon shit. Your password has been changed. I'm like,
oh shit.
I found out some Indian man stole my shit, man. Like, he's hacked my account, stole my password, bro. Real talk, bro. I was so tight, so I had to, like, call Amazon, get my shit back, change the password and shit like that. That happened to me once. But thankfully, like, the man didn't go splurging or anything like that. Or like, I didn't, you know, but that's, like, the only time something of mine got, like, hacked or some shit. Typically, all my shit, I have two-step verification. You know what I mean? Like, with all my shit.
These days, definitely. See, these days, with the sports betting apps, I think people be trying to hack my shit a lot because I be getting mad notifications. So I've been hacked mad times, or people have been trying to steal my money mad times. They did it with my PayPal account before, because I remember one time I used my PayPal card at a gas station to pay for some gas, and motherfuckers went in. I don't know if like wherever I swiped my card, it must have been like either a fake card reader, or somebody like some people could put a fake card reader over the one that's already there and steal your information like that. I think that happened because the motherfuckers started trying to spend money on my PayPal account. Oh shit! But I got all of that shit reversed, so it was fine. My PSN got hacked before. I actually did a video on my channel about my PSN getting hacked. Oh, shit. I think motherfuckers was trying to buy GTA shit on my account. And you know, PlayStation customer service is ass, bro. Terrible. I literally, and it was the weekend. I literally had to wait till like Monday to get all my shit straightened out. They was asking me like security questions on my account. One of the security questions was, did I remember about a purchase that I made back in like 2012? Like, no, I don't remember. I guessed and got it right, bro. I think I like guessed and got it right, and they were able to verify that it was my account and like reverse everything. Yo, I was fucking tight because their customer service was bad. I got in my like I said, my Steam. They be trying to
damn, bro. How many shit you got hacked, bro?
Bro, I could tell because they'll send. You know how when you got the 2-step verification on,
yeah,
they'll send you a message of the code that you would need to put in onto the app to get into your account. That be happening to me sometimes, and I don't even be requesting to log into my account.
Yeah.
So
you know somebody's trying you. Somebody's trying you.
Exactly. Somebody's trying to get in. So you just got to change your password. That happened on my FanDuel account, my fucking DraftKings account, my Steam account. Like, yeah, I'll change it then. But I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers be trying to get me. But it's probably because my password is like the same across mad shit.
Yeah. I've learned. I rotate 3 now. I rotate 3.
Yeah, I do too. I rotate way more now just because it's annoying just to get people that's trying to hack. But I also don't leave my cards on things. Like, I take my card off of everything that doesn't need to be on there.
Shit, I can't even lie. My card's on it. My card be on shit, yo. But the thing is, you know what I do now to like at least protect myself, because I've seen, I don't know if it's like a Twitter video or a YouTube video or TikTok, whatever. But every time I use like a public ATM or anything like that, yo, the card reader always like try to, jerk it, you know what I mean? Like wiggle it type of shit.
Oh, try to pull it out, yes.
So I do that every single time I use a public ATM. I wiggle it. I try to see if any fuck shit is going on with the keypad. Like I try to play around with it. Cause I've even with gas stations apparently they be getting mans at the gas station like that too. I wiggle shit. I wiggle shit. I think I suggest you guys do that shit too. Cause the scammers are scamming. Apparently they be molding their own card reader type of situation, and when you put your shit in, it just scans your whole shit. Your whole shit and gets bro. I don't play around with that, bro. Y'all be careful out there, bro. Y'all be careful out there.
Yeah, so
for real.
Definitely gonna send some fake condolences to the Sony employees.
Yeah, some fake condolences.
Unfortunately,
y'all be fine. Y'all be fine, bro. Y'all be fine, bro.
Unfortunately, I don't care about your losses. Y'all be alright.
Y'all be alright, bro. Let's y'all be alright. All right, so
what a terrible year for gaming. Oh, PlayStation employees got their personal information leaked. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah. They'll be alright, bro.
Motherfucker, I had to change my whole name before.
Holy. So, a couple of games are dropping, and review scores for are out. So for Forza, I kind of alluded to this last podcast how I felt about it, because I did get a review code copy sent in, and I was kind of alluding to this one. It's some things are spooky about it, and as you guys can see with the Metacritic, it's kind of low for typical Forza. Like Forza Motorsport usually, in the past, you used to hit 90 or extremely high 80s, right? But with Forza Motorsport, this reboot, they did a lot of changes, and some of the changes were questionable. So I'm gonna give you guys my impressions of it from what I've played. I haven't played a shit ton because I've been busy with other stuff, but I'll give you guys my thoughts of it real quick. So with Forza Motorsport, the gameplay is great. The game plays well, plays amazing on the wheel. The visuals, it's between, obviously people are going to make comparisons with the direct competitor with Gran Turismo 7. The visuals, I say, it's styled a little bit different. The lighting in Forza Motorsport looks different, where the colors just pop a little bit more on GT, but it doesn't look bad on Forza Motorsport at all. Like the game looks great. My main issue for Forza Motorsport is what they did with the career mode. The career mode, they kind of fucked it up, in my personal opinion. Okay, so the whole concept of Forza Motorsport, or from the past, it seems like, you offer us over 400 cars. A lot of cars, right? To buy, to collect, to tune, right? But in this new entry, it seems like they kind of rolled back on that kind of concept. Now they want you kind of to focus on a couple of cars instead of like maybe playing around with a whole bunch. Because you see how they switched out. They're saying, Forza is like a platform now, right? Like it's a platform. It's a game that's going to evolve over time.
That's why they just called it Forza Motorsport.
Forza, right? So
like
what they did is each car, right? Say I have 500,000 credits. I want to go buy a RX-7, right? I can't tune that car to the max. I can't just buy the car and tune it and go race with it, like you could in previous Forza games. Now, this is what they want you to do. When you buy the car, you have to go do races with that car to unlock upgrades now. So you have to get that car, that specific one car, not even the manufacturer, that specific one car to level, I believe the level cap is 50. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the level cap is 50. Then you have access to all the upgradable parts of that car. You know what I'm saying? So
I was hearing stuff like this when I was watching reviews.
The game is designed. You could tell why they designed it like this. We know the reason. It's to make you play it longer and for it to be a little bit more grindy.
Oh, it's a gas game.
Yeah, to make it a little bit more grindy and to keep you in there. But I don't know. I'm more of a fan of the traditional route. You don't even use credits to upgrade your car. Like you use after gaining XP points with that said vehicle, you gain another type of currency. I believe it's called like CP, different type of currency to upgrade your car and stuff like that. And I don't know, man. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this direction. I'm not a fan of. I can't even lie. I'm more of a traditionalist. I want to be able to go buy this BRZ. I want to go buy the BRZ. I have the money. Let me just tune it to the max. If I want to take the car from a B class car to S class car, I want to be able to do it. But no, I have to go do races now. I have to go do races and level up my car before I get access to the parts to tune it up. And that's what they pretty much did with the game. I don't know if I'm making sense. But,
no, you are. Because
okay.
I don't play like the racing.
I
do more in the arcade stuff. I dabble into those, but these ones I don't touch with a 10-foot pole. But I was watching like reviews and hearing people talk about it, and they did say I think I watched the IGN review, and he was talking about how it was like more of a grind.
Yeah,
the way they positioned it. You know what I'm saying? So like what you're saying does make sense from what I'm hearing. So I mean, I think that is definitely like the nature of where they're trying to take games that wasn't as grindy. Like I think even GT7 got criticized for shit like that, like making it more grindy. And the ecosystem.
The ecosystem in GT7, like for Gran Turismo 7, it's a very traditional Gran Turismo game, even way more so than Gran Turismo Sport. It got the career mode.
Oh yeah,
it got it's full fledged. It's like a real GT game, like the past games, right? The thing with GT7 that people had an issue with is just when you do a race, how much money you get type of situation, like the currency. Like when you do a race, how much money you get. And I think I don't know if they have adjusted it since launch. Maybe they have a little bit, but I think it's still designed in a sense to keep you in there to every day come and do some races type of situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Forza, I don't know, man. This whole car RPG, leveling up each car to level. I'm not really.
I was about to read a sentence. Oh, okay. I was about to read a sentence from this review. It says, first on the list of improvements, Turn 10 should focus on revamping the new RPG-inspired upgrade system that turns progression into an unnecessary long road ahead of each individual car, and maybe bringing back the joys of split-screen multiplayer racing to complement the excellent online mode. So, yeah, it seems like some of the reviews are...
Yeah, exactly. So, Jmaine, once I played it and I saw it, this is the style of game, as someone who, played... I was really big into Forza 2, really big into Forza 3 and Forza 4. Like those were I was really big into. Even Forza 5 I played a lot. 6 and 7 is the one, that's where I kind of fell off because they were starting to do weird shit with the franchise to me. They were starting to do weird shit with it. So that's where I kind of fell off. I didn't put much time in 6. I didn't put much time in 7 at all. But those games were still more in the sense of it's just traditional Forza, but now they just made it something else. I don't know, man. I don't know if I like this new direction that they went. I don't know, man.
So because I don't play these games, one of the things that I focused on a lot was definitely the difference that I saw with the visuals. How do you feel about that new dynamic lighting system that they got going on? I feel like in certain aspects, the lighting looks amazing. Really good. Like I was watching like some of the on-track lighting, like they was doing like comparisons between GT7. I think the car models like look bad in comparison to GT7, but I think the lighting of like the track, the lights of the cars, and like depending on the time of day and shit like that, I think that definitely looks better than GT7. So I think there's like, some give and take here and there, but I don't know. I feel like the car models definitely did take a hit in terms of visual comparison.
You know how I feel? I feel both games have their strengths and weaknesses. That's how I feel. I feel both games have their strengths and weaknesses. I think in certain areas, Forza would shine, right? I think when it comes to like its weather, dynamic weather, that stuff, I think it does way better. I think the ray tracing in the races look really good. Especially, I've been playing on PC. I haven't experienced this shit on Xbox, by the way. So I don't know what's going on over there. But it looks like PC maxed out. yeah, ultra wide. This shit's it's definitely a good looking game. Like you said, in certain lighting situations, it doesn't look the best. It does kind of look like there's like some sort of filter over it at times. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. Like I said, I find that GT, the colors pop more in GT. So if you're somebody who's into that, you'll probably be like, you like the aesthetic. I like this aesthetic more because the colors are more vibrant in Gran Turismo. But as for the way the game plays, because that's really important too with these type of games, right? In terms of how this plays, I would say GT is still more simulation like, right? This is still Forza Motorsport still very much feels sim arcade. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It feels very sim arcade still to me. And I play with ABS off, traction control, and stability. I play with like all those off, so. Did
you try it with the racing wheel?
I've been playing the whole time. I've been playing with my racing wheel. It definitely does make for a more immersive experience with having a racing wheel. It's a good look. The gameplay, I have no problem with the gameplay. It's just more of the career mode that I'm not really so much a fan of. I'm not really a fan of it, but I'm still gonna do some more races and still play the game some more. But I'm not quite sold on this whole upgrade the car to, or keep on using the car to level 50 before you get all the upgrades type of situation. Because I haven't really tried any online multiplayer components, because during the review period, there's only certain time frames where they would let you test like the servers and play online, and I miss every single window, right? But my question is, say if I wanted to do some races with you, right? Or we get in the Discord and we want to do a whole bunch of races together, right? And we're like, yo, I'm gonna go quickly buy a car and shit like that, right? I buy the car, but I can't even upgrade the car
because you gotta go do more races.
Yeah, I can't even upgrade the car to the tier that I wanted to use in the race. How about we're doing like S-class races, or we're using S-class vehicles, right?
Even if it's like a custom race, like you can't even like customly upgrade. I don't know how these like this.
I don't
works,
believe so.
Like,
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
Okay, like. I'm just thinking like in the sense of like a private match in Call of Duty, you can kind of customize like what guns are available, what attachments you can use. Like you can't even like do something like that and like tune a car just for that specific private match that you want to go against somebody. I don't know. I don't know how that shit works.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna play it more though. What did I play? I think I played like under 10 hours of it. So I'm gonna play more. I just right away I just wasn't a fan of the kind of the career mode setup in the game. But the game is currently sitting at Metacritic, like at 85?
85 on Metacritic, 84 on OpenCritic.
So it's not bad because the gameplay is good still.
Great score. It comes in lower than previous Forza games, except 5. 5 was like a 79. So Forza Motorsport 7 was 86. This was 87. So definitely in the same range, like
in the same ballpark. Yeah, the game. Yeah. Once again, game still plays good. Like still plays good.
And it's available day one on Game Pass.
Game Pass. Got it on my PC and my Xbox. Right,
yes, sir.
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Let's talk about that.
I mean, I'm excited for this game.
I'm buying this.
I'm definitely looking forward to playing this. This looks like a return to the roots of what made Assassin's Creed great to me. And I was actually surprised to see some of these review scores when they came out.
Me too.
It seems as if a lot of reviewers
didn't get the memo.
Didn't get the message that we going back in the day. Like we going back in time. Okay. Like it seems like they playing this and they're like, oh, Assassin's Creed, they just went back to the old formula and it's no new innovation.
That's what we want. That's what we want. That's what we want, bro.
This is what we wanted. We did not want that overly bloated bullshit that they gave us. That fake Witcher.
Witcher, exactly.
Fake ass Witcher that they tried to give us with Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Odyssey and Origins. We don't want that. We want them to go back to the roots of Assassin's Creed. And to me, even if they didn't innovate in the space, I just want to know that they can go back and create that same type of style of game that we knew and loved and grown to love for what Assassin's Creed was. So, yeah, of course, we want to see some new things that are in there, but they don't have to go ahead and reinvent the wheel with what that old style was. Like, that's exactly what we wanted. So, right now, the reviews are sitting like around a 77 on Open Critic and on both, actually 77 on both websites. So yeah, man,
I'm buying it. I don't care. I'm buying it.
In terms of the story and the character, I did hear that the story and the character are weak.
Oh, they're not great. Oh, okay.
They're not really that memorable. None of the side characters are memorable. So that could be also impacting the lower scores. But I did see a lot of people saying like, oh, it's not doing anything new. It's just like an old Assassin's Creed game, and
that's not a complaint. That's not a negative. Yeah, that's not a negative to me. Assassin's Creed. I could go back and play Assassin's Creed 2 right now. I'll still have a blast. So I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like Brotherhood. Those are some of my favorite games. Like I love Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and 2. You know what I mean? And even though Unity got a lot of flack, right? Shit, I played it after all the patches on PC. I thought that shit was pretty fire too. I enjoyed Unity.
Yeah.
So the fact
Unity
that
was ahead of its time in terms of like they probably didn't have
NPCs. That shit was fire.
Yeah, bro. It was running a lot of NPCs on the screen. They probably didn't have the hardware to make that shit work, and the engine and shit was. Well, I don't know how it ran on PC, but on consoles, yeah, it had issues at its time. But I'm still gonna pick this up. Of course, y'all know me. I don't let review scores dictate what I want to pick up and play. But I thought it was definitely interesting to see some of these reviewers like talk about how it felt outdated or it felt old. Like,
shit, watch it. I'm probably gonna end up liking it. They're outdated shit. I'm probably gonna end up actually liking it because I want to play old Assassin's Creed. I don't care if it plays just like 2, bro. I want to play that. Yeah. I want to hide.
15 to 20 hour campaign.
Yeah, I'm thinking about buying this shit on PlayStation.
Really?
I'm thinking about it.
Is it running bad on PC?
I don't know, but I feel like I heard a couple people complain about the PC version. But I'm gonna go do more research about it before I make my choice. But if it's not a great port, I'm gonna definitely buy it on PlayStation over there too. So
I think I saw. Oh no, it's Alex say don't. I think he did a little PC.
Yeah, but for Alex, we gotta see with Alex because he be complaining about something. He's gonna be like, yo, it got DRM, so don't buy it. But like, bro, you know how much games I own with DRM that have DRM on it, bro, and I play, bro.
I seen that on the timeline today. Yeah, they added Denuvo, I think, this morning.
And people got mad. Maybe that's why he's saying pissed. That, yeah.
He could be. That's a good point. Once that Denuvo shit get introduced,
bro. But how many games have we played on PC that have Denuvo on it, bro? Like, it is what it is, bro.
Probably a lot.
Most of my games probably do have Denuvo on there, bro. It's not great. I get it. Like, it hurts performance and shit like that, and PC gamers hate it. But shit, I didn't buy a 4090 for no reason, bro. You know what I mean? We're going to brute force through this. We're going to brute force through this, and we're going to have a good time, bro. I don't care about all that PC politics shit going on, bro. If it runs good on my rig, that's all I care about. So it is what it is.
Shit, and if you're not sure about it, just wait a couple weeks. It'll be on sale. It'll be on sale. I think I already saw this shit for like $30-something somewhere. So it'll be on sale soon. If you're not 100% sure on it, and it's not, I don't think it's a full $70 game. I think it's $60 too.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna pick this game up. So yeah, 77 on Metacritic. Don't matter to me. I'm still interested. I do want to experience it myself. So I
probably should have some thoughts on it more next week because I'm gonna play it.
Jmaine, let's get to the shit, bro.
Let's do it, man. Let's get to what the people here for, man. What they want to know about, man. They want to talk about the forbidden game that shall never be named.
I got a couple of thoughts. All right, guys. As you guys can see by the title, Naughty Dog.
Oh, excuse me. Correction.
Go ahead.
Assassin's Creed Mirage is $50.
$50. So, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. Go ahead.
Naughty Dog is struggling with factions. Clearly.
So if you at this point, you're being generous.
If you do not know what's going on, right? We got another report. Naughty Dog has laid off 25 contract workers. And I believe, you could correct me if I'm wrong, Jmaine, right? Yeah, these are workers that were on the Factions project.
Yeah, they're QA testers.
They're QA testers on the Factions project. So right now we got a report saying Factions is currently not canceled, but on ice. So pretty much the polite word for canceled. This shit canceled.
You think that's a polite word for canceled?
They don't want to come out. Let me tell you something. They don't want to come out and straight up be like the game's canceled. Too much. That might make a little bit too much noise. It doesn't make the studio look good. You know what I'm saying? So why not say we just put it in the back? It's on ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it just never comes out. But it never comes out. So people just, hold hope. So maybe one day the shit will come out. I don't think this project is coming out, Jmaine. I don't think it's coming out.
It better.
I think Naughty Dog can't make a games as a service game. That's my take. I don't think they can do it. I think they've been, riding the wave of these tacked on multiplayer games, and maybe they got a little bit too ambitious in the head of themselves. We know Naughty Dog as a great studio for making great single player games. I get it. Uncharted 2 was an unexpected multiplayer. I'm not going to use the word hit, but
banger.
Cult. It was a cult.
Banger.
It was a cult. No, I'm not going to use hit because we reserve the words hit for actual hit multiplayer games. Halo, Gears, Call of Duty,
so the quality
Battlefield
has to go with the sales, is what you're saying.
Those are hit multiplayer games in the conversation. Those are hit multiplayer games, Jmaine.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Yeah, they're hit. So yeah, okay. So
that's a hit.
Uncharted 2, it turned out to be like, they made a very nice, balanced multiplayer experience, and it was pretty solid. I enjoyed Uncharted 2. Right?
They fucked it up with patches. But
Uncharted 3 multiplayer was ass. I don't care what nobody says. That shit's ass.
Yeah, they fucked. It was. They fucked that. They fucked that.
Uncharted 3 multiplayer's ass.
And the crazy thing is, I liked it in the beta. I liked Uncharted 3 multiplayer in the beta, but they made a lot of changes after the fact, and it was never the same to me. But go ahead.
We're just going through Naughty Dog's multiplayer history, real talk. Yeah. If we're being real, all their multiplayer games that they have developed have always been tacked on. Some of them have just been enjoyable. Would you agree or disagree?
I don't think Uncharted 4 can be considered tacked on because I think at that point, because I think at that point they had a clear understanding of what they wanted out of a multiplayer experience from an Uncharted game. Plus, they added a lot of mechanics and different things to it. I mean, if you didn't like it, that's personal opinion, but I don't think that was. I don't think you consider that tacked on.
You wouldn't consider Uncharted 4's multiplayer tacked on. Fair enough. Would you consider The Last of Us as multiplayer tacked on multiplayer?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shit, damn near The Last of Us game felt like it was. I mean, if you look into the history of it, that shit was damn near tacked on. It started as like a B team game, and the way they say they didn't even know what the reviews were going to be like when it came out. They didn't promote the multiplayer to damn near like a week before it came out. That was definitely tacked on. But surprisingly,
it is what it is.
It was great.
So people enjoyed it. Y'all enjoyed it, but it's the tacked on multiplayer. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So pretty much, I think the noise that are coming from Factions is from a loud vocal minority. What do you think, Jmaine?
Yes.
Okay, so we agree. Okay, so I guess there's not gonna be much debate over here. You agree? You think? Because,
no, I do.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I thought we were gonna do a little bit back and forth about that, but I think would you say The Last of Us multiplayer is niche? Would you say The Last of Us multiplayer is a niche multiplayer?
Yeah, I don't think that's any surprise. Like I realized that. Okay. I realized that by the way they support the game. I realized that by the way I got backlash for complaining about Factions 2 not being a thing in Last of Us 2. Like, I realized that we are in a small community of people that even played the multiplayer in Factions 1. But my response or my retort to that is I think multiplayer is in a way different space on PlayStation now than it was back in the PS3 days or the early PS4 days when it came to things like Uncharted and Factions. I do think that is different because I don't think any multiplayer really popped off on PlayStation prior to PlayStation 4.
Not like that.
Even the multiplats were Xbox centric. Now things like Call of Duty, Fortnite, all the popular shit now, Apex,
Huge
all
following
that
on
shit
PlayStation.
consoles
Huge following on
is
PlayStation
all
now.
PlayStation following. So that's where I feel like they shouldn't cancel or not put out a thing like factions, because I think there is a space for it, not only for my personal gain, but for the community that they have now as a multiplayer on PlayStation.
So this is where we can debate. This is where we can do a little back and forth and debate. I believe this project needs to be certified, just canceled. Jmaine, you disagree with that? You told me on the Twitter. You disagree with that? I put out this suggestion.
Okay.
This is what makes sense to me at this point. And this is probably my educated guess of what's gonna happen if I had a crystal ball to predict the future. We do not get no standalone factions multiplayer. I think that dream is dead. I think that they're gonna go back to what they know best. They're gonna drop The Last of Us Part 3, but this time they're gonna include a tacked on, less ambitious multiplayer game alongside with it. That's what I think that's gonna happen. You didn't like that. When I brought that, you didn't like that.
Terrible idea.
Let's talk about it. So let's talk about it.
Terrible idea because, okay, when do you think a game like The Last of Us Part 3 will be coming out?
Last of Us Part 3 is not coming out for another 6 years, 7 years, maybe.
Holy shit.
Damn, that's my prediction.
You're even further than I was predicted, and I already got a problem.
I don't think that should come out like 5-6 years, bro, at least.
Okay.
Because I believe their next single player game will be a new IP. That's just my guess.
And when do you think that's coming out?
Another maybe 2-3 years, maybe 2-3 years.
So that's a little bit closer. Okay, so here's what the timeline would look like for Naughty Dog in terms of The Last of Us if they don't put the factions in there until Last of Us 3. You drop Last of Us 2 a few months prior, or like a year or a half a year prior to that. You told us that factions wouldn't even be a part of the second game and that you're something more ambitious, and it got, way too big. You couldn't even put it in the second game. So that's 2020. You dropped Last of Us Part 2. You had shit until Last of Us Part 1 remake, which had got backlash for it being just a one-to-one remake with better graphics. Mm-hmm. And then you telling me you don't have shit for Last of Us until Last of Us Part 3, and then you try to bring back the multiplayer and
what's your dev cycle? Sorry to cut you off.
What?
But what's your dev cycle? How long does Naughty Dog usually take to release a game? How many years?
Like a main game?
Between
probably like 5 or 6 years at this point.
Okay.
Probably like 5 or 6 years.
Because when we got The Last of Us on PS3 versus when we got Uncharted 4.
2016.
So that was what, 3 years?
That was 3 years, yeah.
3 years.
And
okay, so from Uncharted 4 to The Last of Us Part 2, how many years? I just want to establish this.
4 years. 4 years.
Okay.
And it's only gonna get longer because
The Last of Us Part 2 released when? What year?
2020.
2020. Okay, so they probably
maybe 2025, 2026.
Maybe 2025, 2026 they'll probably have their next full-fledged game. That's what I'm assuming.
But that's another thing. So their next full-fledged game, if it's running, I think that's even if it's running in the same engine that The Last of Us 2 was running in, because you also have to factor that in as well. Is it the same engine, or is it an updated engine? Did they have to rework shit like that? Like all of that factors in. So I'm just thinking like the reception from right now, Naughty Dog does not look good. They don't look good. Their PR to me is at an all-time low. They dropped The Last of Us 2, which was a polarizing game, first of all. I loved it, but a lot of people didn't. And then now the whole faction shit is also a nightmare for them. You telling me they should wait until Last of Us 3 to even drop anything that is in regard to the multiplayer? They got to drop something, dog. I think they scaled back factions and they put it out as a $30 or $40 product to the fans that wanted, something that is better than the original factions.
Jmaine, there's only one problem with that. Your solution to this Last of Us problem. If Naughty Dog scales back a game, and let's say it's very similar to The Last of Us 1 multiplayer in fashion, maybe a couple different modes, whatever, characters, whatever, right? Better graphics. Jmaine, that shit will go quadruple styrofoam.
Why do you think that?
That shit will flop, Jmaine, if they did that.
Are you thinking that because of the original wasn't as popular?
That's my point exactly. The original Last of Us multiplayer was not a big multiplayer. For them to come and repackage the first game, maybe with just different maps and better visuals, I don't think that's a hit game all of a sudden. And do you think Naughty Dog at this point in their their life, they're gonna drop a game that goes copper like that? I don't think so. I don't think they have a choice. Regardless of the copper thing, I think they have to do something. Are they just gonna let those assets go to waste, or they're just gonna lose money on it? Jmaine, let me tell you what their next project is. It's The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Let me tell you what their next release is.
If that's their next release, dog, the
director's cut.
If director's cut Last of Us, no, if that's their next release, their reputation goes even further in the dump. My nigga, don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to see that. The thing, my response to the whole Last of Us will go, I don't believe that. I think multiplayer in its totality is much more popular on PlayStation these days versus what it was back in the late PS3, early PS4 days. Last of Us is also a much bigger brand than it was from the late PS3 to the early PS4 days. Even with the Last of Us Part 2, we got the TV show. People are more interested in the Last of Us brand. I think that name attached to things is more popular than it ever was. Plus, I also think Last of Us multiplayer offers a unique, not a unique, because there's things that play like it, but there's not a lot of games that play like the Last of Us multiplayer that's out there right now. So I think
play
you
sloppy?
can find. Listen,
you mean play sloppy?
It's a 2013 game, dog. It's a 2013 game, so of course we're gonna have our issues with the the way it feels and shit like that. But the core the core structure of the game is a tactical, team-based shooter, and I think that is something that PlayStation needs. They don't have something like that in their portfolio. You got people that are asking for them to bring SOCOM back. I don't think that brand is as popular as Last of Us is at this point, so that could maybe fill the niche for some people right there. I think a SOCOM
release will probably be more. You know what? My take. I think a SOCOM re-release will be more popular than Last of Us release.
No,
I think
it wouldn't.
So. I think
no,
so.
No, it wouldn't.
I think
no,
so.
it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
I think so.
No, the hell. You can still find matches on Last of Us from 2013 today.
Yeah, the same 10 people playing.
Matches.
So what? The same 10 man playing.
So what you mean? That means there's some people on there playing. There's people on there playing today.
I think
if they find matches.
I think they could possibly reboot to make it. I think it will probably attract more of modern gamers versus The Last of Us. I think so.
No, hell no.
Just because of what it is, bro. It's
modern gamers don't know SOCOM. Modern games don't know SOCOM. They know Last of Us.
I know, but I'm just saying, just the style of a SOCOM game, I feel like it would work in today's climate. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it would work in today's climate if they were to repackage it, make it better graphics.
Nah.
I think so.
I think Last of Us would do way better. Just from brand recognition alone, it would do way better off of that. It would do way better. And then I don't know what they could do, some fly shit with the mechanics. I don't know if they would add the dodge button or shit like that. That might be, a little bit crazy to balance, but I don't know. They could do some fly shit with the mode. Like I was been asking for from 2013, a mode with the clickers involved. Like they could do some nice shit with it. And it don't have to be this grandiose. Like that's my biggest issue with the whole Last of Us thing. And just some more details so we can get back to like the report. It looks like they also lost their principal designer of the multiplayer. It looks like he left Naughty Dog after 11 months. I guess he was somebody who had previously worked on the Battle Pass progression over at Epic Games, so probably for Fortnite. Looks like he's out of there as well. In addition to those 25 QA testers. So on ice, that sounds about right.
Can I throw out a scenario out there for the people that are angry about this? How about the shit? Actually, they looked at the shit and they're like, "Yo, this fucking sucks. This is not good."
Yeah.
Can that be a strong possibility that man's played this? It got some people in there. This kind of sucks. This is kind of mid. This is like Tomb Raider multiplayer type shit. This is mid.
I don't think it was that because.
So you think the multiplayer was good? So where do you think it went wrong?
I think
why
it
they
went
canceled it?
wrong
Because if it was great, then why not release it then? Why not work on it?
It's the whole PvE system that they're trying to build. When they were talking about this factions mode or this factions game or Last of Us multiplayer, you didn't hear shit about PvP. It was all about, oh, we have these new characters that we want to introduce. They all have their own storylines. It's in a whole new area in San Francisco, and we want to make it as in-depth as we make our single-player games. Like, that don't sound like a straight PvP game to me. What PvP game has that much story implemented into
You know
it?
why? Because, it seemed like they were trying to make, quote-unquote, the Division then. But
yes, that's what I said. That's what when I first heard Neil say that, I'm like, this sounds like the Division. And that's something that they've never done before. So it makes sense for somebody like Bungie to come in and be like, dog, no, y'all don't have this right. This is something that they never did before. Y'all don't have this right. So that it's returnable for people over a long period of time. That's where the games as a service aspects comes into it. And that's the big debate I got into it about, what's the difference between a multiplayer and a game as a service.
So you feel if they were to drop a $40 regular PvP Last of Us, that would do well?
Yes, I do.
Chat, what do you think? Let's take it to the chat. I think that wouldn't. I don't think that would do well, but I think it would flop.
PvP
like it's a
games,
regular PvP Last of Us, pay $40 entry, not even free to play. But if you go into free to play, then you're going to live service route. That means you have to update it with content, have seasons, battle passes.
I don't agree with what you just said. I don't agree with that.
Why?
Live service to me, that's what I was having my problems with on my live stream. Live service to me is just multiplayer. Like I don't get the conversation between a multiplayer game and a live service game.
The definition of live service is simple. Like it doesn't even need to be a live service. When you Google it, it just says a game that just gets continued support. Pretty much, just to summarize it, continued support.
So what makes that difference from old games that we used to play back in the day?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Call of Duty back in the day are considered live service games, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like Modern Warfare 4 and 360. I consider those like live service games because it got map packs, right? It got updated content.
It got map packs. It got
shit that you buy, right? It got skins
like that.
Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely.
That you could buy. I think that's under the category of live service, right? Games as a service. I think that's under the same category to me personally. I'm just saying that like they're gonna have to obviously update with content if they're gonna drop a multiplayer game like that. But you think it's better? You think it's better to go for the paid route instead of the free to play route?
I think they would go. I think free to play would be better for the player base, but I think if they were to do something like just a straight multiplayer, I think they would charge in some capacity because I feel like they would want to recoup some of the money that they probably missed out on in development. So I think they would probably charge, or maybe PlayStation Plus. If you got Plus, then you can get the game. If you got the premium tier or something like that, so where they can get more people to give them money.
Chucks from the chat said triple copper. Oh, I believe it. I believe you, bro. That shit go. I think, bro, if they drop the Last of Us standalone as a regular, that shit gonna go triple copper.
Just because y'all was trash at the game, don't mean the game is gonna go triple copper on the fucking on the store.
That shit's going acrylic. That shit's going wood.
Crazy. Just because y'all was ass at the game, y'all think it's not gonna sell.
I love that's a defense for the Last of Us multiplayer stands. Oh, you niggas, that game is bonds, bro.
I haven't heard a proper defense from you why it would go triple copper. I haven't heard one. Is it
the defense? Because it was just never. No, my defense is simple. The Last of Us is a niche multiplayer play. No, it was a niche. It was a niche multiplayer game. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my defense. Back in 2013.
Bro,
what PlayStation game? I think even PlayStation get
PlayStation multiplayer game wasn't niche back on the PS3. Which one was it?
Shit, there's more games more popular than fucking The Last of Us. What are you talking about?
Which ones?
Shit, I think Killzone was a more popular franchise than The Last of Us multiplayer. What are you talking about? I think those games were more popular.
How many copies did Killzone sell? Killzone 2. What, 2-3 million?
Bro, we're not gonna do that because You think
it had more players than Last of Us when it was at its peak?
Yo, there's a lot of people that did not touch that Last of Us multiplayer. You know that, right? Let's not pretend that the copies that Last of Us, everyone jumped into multiplayer. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
You're basing that off of how many copies it sold versus how many people touch it. That ratio, of course, is going to be bigger than a Killzone or something like that because Killzone didn't sell as much as Last of Us.
Yo,
So
a lot of
man for the multiplayer.
cop that, just played a single player and was done with that. And you touch that multiplayer. How many mans
didn't cop Killzone, period, nigga? A lot of mans didn't cop Killzone, period. So they didn't even know it. They didn't even know nothing about it. Nobody played, nigga, no. If you want to go by numbers, nobody played Killzone.
But I'm just saying, I'm saying the ratio from the dudes that were copping Killzone, they were hopping on the multiplayer too. That's what I'm trying to say.
But you're going by the ratio, and if The Last of Us sold way more than Killzone, then you can't even say that more people play Killzone than Last of Us because Last of Us sold way more.
I'm just saying. I feel like that franchise is also more so known as a multiplayer franchise versus the last. When you hear people talk about The Last of Us, right? The conversation is really never surrounding the multiplayer like that. It really isn't.
Right.
The game is known for being a single player experience. That's what it's known for.
I agree with that.
That's where it gets all its accolades and its credit for.
If something sells
versus something like a Killzone, when someone's talking about Killzone, no one really bigs up the campaign of Killzone. They talk about the multiplayer of Killzone.
But if something sells 15 million and has a niche multiplayer attached to it versus something that sells 3 million and everybody plays the multiplayer, unless we know the numbers, you can't really say either or was more popular in the multiplayer space. Which brings it back to my point that no game on PlayStation multiplayer was popular. None of them.
Yeah. Halo, you know what? Yeah, you're right. That one, I can't argue against that. You're definitely right about that because we're keeping it all the way 1,000. PlayStation multiplayer games were never on par with Xbox multiplayer games. Xbox had always the bigger place for the bigger multiplayer
Aaron
games.
Greenberg coming out and say Halo 4 or something outsold. What was it? Uncharted.
That was fucking Gears. I think it said Gears. Yeah.
Even Gears.
They used to flex back in the day, bro.
PlayStation didn't start selling games crazy until the PS4. Multiplayer games on PlayStation didn't start getting popping until the PS4 when they linked up with Call of Duty, when Fortnite came out and everybody was already on PlayStation because Xbox fucked up. That's when PlayStation games got popping. And that just happens to be the generation that they didn't invest in multiplayer. So now if they do start investing in multiplayer, I think the player base is there for the experiences that they want to put out as long as they're unique and they offer something great to play. I think that's a logical explanation on why I think Factions would be more popping than it was on PS3 and if it released now. Period. I don't know. You can't argue that. I won. Game over.
Okay, by just sheer numbers, and I see what your whole point is. You're saying just shit is more popular now today than it was in the past, right? You're just saying shit's more popular. So you have your potential buy-in is more now, and I agree with you.
Yeah, the pool is bigger.
The pool is now, but that multiplayer better look fantastic because I think there's only so much your name can carry, you know?
So you
there's
think
only so much your name can carry.
The only way they should release
I think that's the smartest way they should. I say they go the route and just package it with The Last of Us 3 because you already know that's going to be successful. You already know The Last of Us 3 is going to sell a whole bunch of copies for people. Why not package it in with The Last of Us 3 and the people's like, I might check out this multiplayer. Hop in and play the multiplayer too. I think that's the smartest way to do it.
Do we know Last of Us 3 gonna be as successful? A lot of people.
I think it will be. I think it will.
I think it
will be.
I think after the polarizing after Last of Us 2 being so polarizing, I think it's best they separate it as far as possible from the single player experience.
You think so?
When's
the last numbers?
I think so too.
Okay, so what's the last numbers of The Last of Us Part 2 sales? Have we got that? How much did The Last of Us? Did it the sales drop off and just die? No, but
10 million was the last numbers we got, and that was, let me see, 10 million was July 11th of spring of 2022. So pretty much almost 2 years after the game came out. I think wasn't it a conversation that Ghost of Tsushima was on par with the sales of The Last of Us in the same time frame? I don't know. I think you separate the multiplayer as much as possible and help it create its own identity versus The Last of Us single player.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, Jmaine, if it's gonna my whole point is if it's gonna be a standalone, you can't say it it can just be a small little experience. It has to be pretty big. It has to be a substantial multiplayer. If it's going to be standalone, that's my entire point of this. Can you imagine? Okay, like
I don't agree with that.
Why? Why you don't agree with that?
So
I'm not saying it has to have its own story. It has to do all of this, but it would have to be a pretty big multiplayer game if it's going to be sold on its own.
Compared to something like Rainbow Six Siege, what makes that like more substantial? Other than
you know what? I can't speak on Siege. I can't speak on Siege because I don't know. I don't have experience on Siege, so
we don't have to even talk about the in-depthness of the gameplay. It has its modes to it. It has its players. Each individual player, I think, has its own like specialty to it, and then it has its skins and it has its maps.
Wait, I swear, didn't Rainbow Siege have a rocky? Like, I swear, Rainbow Siege had a rocky ass start though. You're saying Rainbow Siege, but didn't that have a rough start?
I think it might have did, but why do most live service games have rocky starts? Usually, it's because of the content or the ecosystem that has players, turned off by it, or maybe it's something with the gameplay. Nothing that is unique to anything that could go wrong or right with The Last of Us. Of course, we don't want it to release with a lack of content. We don't want it to release with a lack of modes and maps, or we don't want it to release broken or with a gameplay that's fucked up or something that's not good. Like, we want it to release good. I'm just trying to figure out something like The Last of Us versus a Rainbow Six. Why couldn't it thrive in the industry like it is like today? You know what I'm saying?
Because if someone could correct me, someone who's maybe a Siege expert or have played a lot of Siege, I think the launch of that game was bad. I think it got price drops. I think it was rocky as shit before that shit started to pick up again later on. People were talking about, I remember people were talking about artistic changes with that game. They were talking about a lot of shit with Rainbow Siege.
Oh yeah,
Siege
it definitely got killed.
It got killed. So I don't know if that's the example to really throw it out there, because who knows? Maybe Rainbow Siege might have survived in the end to a certain degree, but that might not be the case for The Last of Us.
But the reason why it survived is because of all the shit that I named. I'm not asking Last of Us to launch with artistic downgrades. I'm not asking it to launch with the lack of content. Any live service game that's coming out today, I needed to have all of that shit. I said it on my video. All of the content, you have to have a bulk of content at launch and a steady release of content as you go along. That's how you know what I think.
I think today, in today's day and age, it's harder. It gets harder and harder to release a standalone multiplayer by itself with all these free-to-play competition out there. From the Warzones, from the Apex, from the Fortnites. I think in today's climate, it's probably the hardest to be like, yo, pay $50 to play this multiplayer-only experience. Halo Infinite, all these other games out there. I think it's very difficult to get people to buy, and especially a franchise like The Last of Us, where it's not known. Once again, it's not known for being a multiplayer game. It's known for its single player. So I think it's a big gamble Naughty Dog is probably not willing to take. I'm just saying, I think it's a big gamble Naughty Dog's not willing to take, and it seems like a studio that doesn't like taking L's, or they already built their reputation. This has to. What do you mean, huh?
They launched The Last of Us remake, nigga. That's a fucking L.
Yo, on the the PS5 version didn't get no bad. Yo, people supported that. People still supported that.
That was the small dick eaters. That shit.
People still supported that.
That shit ain't do what they wanted it to do. They ain't drop no sales. No, hell no, it ain't do what they wanted it to do. That shit ain't do it. That shit came to PC quick as hell. I think that was the fastest PlayStation 5 to PC release we've ever seen.
That shit did come to PC pretty fast. I think it was like 6 months down the line it was on PC. Yeah, that shit was over there.
And
I felt like that. I feel that was their excuse to put it on PC, but that's just my, just making an educated guess. I think they wanted to put that shit on PC when we had to put it on PlayStation at the same time. We might as well. And I always heard the story with part one is it was like a very small group even doing it in the first place, so it didn't really take much resources to put it together. The way that they described how part one came,
Yeah.
It was apparently like a very small team, put it together and did it. So bring that over to PC, I ain't mad at that, bro. I ain't mad at that.
Oh, you're talking about the PC release?
Not even the PC, the PlayStation release. The overall PlayStation, I heard a very small team worked on that shit. Very small.
Yeah, it was their B team. They were very scared,
and they weren't doing nothing. Apparently, they just had some employees doing nothing.
Yeah, the game. They thought the game was trash, and they were very surprised by the reviews and shit like that. So, listen, man, we need that multiplayer from Naughty Dog. They owe us, nigga. If anything, they fucking owe us. 2019. Since they said that been something more ambitious. and it's nothing so far.
You know what this story tells me? You know what the story tells me that, studios really do be having their strengths and their weaknesses. It must be really hard to pivot. It must be really hard to pivot for something that you're not used to creating. Naughty Dog is so used to creating these single player, third person action adventure, story driven games with fantastic mocap, animations, and that's their bread and butter. But now you're tasked to make something like with a heavy emphasis on online components. Even if they were making The Division, The Last of Us, you see they're seeing, this shit ain't that easy to put together. Clearly ain't that easy to put together, And
just think about it, like they want to put, as ambitious as they are in their single player games, they wanted to put that into the multiplayer game. So they want characters, probably mocap. They probably want these characters. Well,
they're missing the essence. They're missing the essence of what makes a great multiplayer game. Then,
right, and that's where they fucked up. That's why probably Bungie came in and was like, okay, these characters sound nice. Oh, this shit looks amazing. This gameplay is ass.
All that story mumbo jumbo shit doesn't matter over here, bro. It's about just the core gameplay and how that shit plays. That's all people really care about.
Maybe that's where they scale back at, is all that story shit.
That story shit, cut that shit out. It doesn't need to be that in depth and that crazy. And it's just the gameplay has to be sick.
Right, just give each character a paragraph in the menu somewhere about their backstory, and let's play the game. Like nobody.
That's what people care about multiplayer. They want to come in and beast and get kills, and they don't care about all that extra shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
And then they probably had all types of, oh my God, I just thought about this shit. They probably had all types of equality and inclusion type of shit. Like, you know how they got with Apex and their characters, not Apex, Overwatch. Oh my God.
What do you mean?
Overwatch and all their characters that they came out with, having all they flying all types of flags, and they got all types of representation and shit like that.
Man.
You know. Listen, this
you saying they distracted? Oh man.
No, Naughty Dog. They write all types of inclusive shit in these characters, man. Nobody cares about that shit. Dog.
Yeah, we just want to play the game, bro. We just want to play. But I don't think I don't think it's coming out. That's just my sense. I don't think it's coming out. So your final thoughts on it?
It doesn't exist to me, so
I don't think it's coming out, bro. I think
it doesn't exist until I see gameplay of a Last of Us multiplayer. It doesn't exist. I no longer care about it. I'm not stressing about it. Whatever they feel like talking about and showing me, I'll pay attention to that. But factions too, dead to me. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. It might as well be canceled. It's over.
I'm actually more interested in seeing, the multiplayer games from the studios that they bought. Yeah, the studios that they bought.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I'm curious to see that. I do want to see gameplay of Fair Games. I do want to see gameplay of Concord. Like, we just got CGI trailers. Yeah. We don't really know how to make. Yeah, we don't know how to make, like, what to make of it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm very interested to see how those pan out. And I feel that, okay, I made a comment on Twitter the other day that a lot of people are not happy with PlayStation creating games as a service, aka multiplayer games. That's what it is. They're creating multiplayer games, guys.
Right. Just in today's climate.
People are just saying we say games as a service, but they're creating multiplayer games, multiplayer centric games. I'm not mad at them and the approach that they're doing with their multiplayer games. Like, it seems like they're actually going out there to whether create studios or buy studios to focus on those multiplayer games. So it seems like we will be getting a balance of some multiplayer games and the single player games that we love from PlayStation. I think that's always been part of the agenda and the plan. I think some people are under this like motion that like the single player games are all gone now. It's just gonna be straight games and service games, and I don't think that's the case.
Nah.
I think that's why they went out to buy more studios to make certain prioritize on these multiplayer games, right? Sucker Punch, we're still gonna get the single player games from them. Blue Point, we're still gonna get the single player game from Blue Point. I'm sure we got a Naughty Dog already confirmed that they're working on a single player, a new IP and shit like that.
And the posts where they delayed factions, they talked about a new single player. They're making
so the single we already know Insomniac is working on Wolverine, right? So I don't know why there's this fear in the community of these multiplayer games, Jmaine. I guess that's why I'm asking you, what's up with this fear? Is it that they just feel like all the games coming forward is just gonna be games as a service? But I don't think that's what PlayStation's message has been, though. That hasn't been the message.
It hasn't, and it just tells me that a lot of these people, I think, are new to PlayStation from the PS4 generation and beyond. because in the PS3 generation,
They had multiplayer games.
PlayStation, they had multiplayer games and a lot of them. Nobody played them, but they had a lot of them. So, and they had, or either had multiplayer games or games with multiplayer aspects to them. And so like shit like that, like it just tells me that people got onto PlayStation when they started, selling big bang blockbuster single player games on PS4. But I don't get worried in that aspect. I just want to see more of things.
You just want to see what
that's
they're
just
making.
that's my only issue. I just want to see it. Like I want to know what it is.
Because you guys can't complain, Jmaine, be like, guys, we've seen this. We've seen people like BG and others. Like, you're making us pay for PSN, but you guys are providing no multiplayer games. So now they decide to provide some multiplayer games, right? And now you're complaining. So which one is it? Do you guys want multiplayer games, or you guys don't want no multiplayer games? You guys should be thankful that PlayStation is actually going out there acquiring studios to make multiplayer games, so it's not really taking much of the focus from what the other teams may be doing. They got Haven, they got Fire Sprite and Firewalk, and I believe all of them are making multiplayer experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So that's pretty dope. If they go out and buy more studios to make multiplayer games and still keep the single player ship running, what's the problem here? What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? So I never understood that. And I think it's more important than ever for PlayStation to start to develop great multiplayer experiences, because right now we already see the position that Microsoft is putting themselves in, right? Right now they own some of the best multiplayer games under the belt. Like, they own Call of Duty. Now they have their franchise Halo. They got the Gears franchise. They're gonna have Watch franchise.
Well, Halo's dead.
You know what I'm trying to say. But once upon a time, Halo was big. My whole point is bringing they have some of the biggest names under their belt. Whether it's Hearthstone, whatever, they're gonna have some of the biggest live service games under their belt, under their control. And even though Call of Duty has been promised to PlayStation, right, as long as PlayStation exists, right, we don't know what's gonna happen behind closed doors in terms of splits. Microsoft could do power moves to maybe, I want a bigger cut of this if you want this. So PlayStation gotta put themselves into a position where they're not so reliant on those games, and I feel like they're taking the steps to do so. And I did give a example on Nintendo where some people didn't agree, but I can explain my point a little bit further. You see, Nintendo, a lot of these games are not on their. I believe Overwatch is not on Nintendo, right? On the Switch, right? No Overwatch.
I don't think so.
Yeah, right? No Overwatch. Hasn't had Call of Duty in 11 years. But why is a business like Nintendo still going on strong? Because they have spent years and years curating and cultivating their fan base.
Oh wait, Overwatch 2 is on the Switch.
Is it on the Switch? Okay, so they have Call of Duty. They haven't had Call of Duty, right? They don't have Call of Duty, which is the big thing that PlayStation was crying about, right? But my whole point in bringing that up is that Nintendo has literally bet on themselves. You know what I'm saying? They create the biggest games for their own platform, and I think PlayStation needs to maybe look over there and take that as an example to make bigger games, whether it be multiplayer, single player games. So maybe they're not so relying on third parties all the time to fund them, bro. They need to make some multiplayer games to do that, bro. So they can be a little bit more Nintendo-esque. So they're not scared of losing a game like a Call of Duty type of situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They were scared before, we got the announcement about 10 live service games before 2026. But I think they were, because like I said, they did it on PS3 and it didn't work out. It didn't work out well at all. They were dropping a lot. Like they had a lot of some of it was garbage. Mag fucking SOCOM games, Little Big Planet had multiplayer, MotorStorm had multiplayer, Killzone, fucking it was a lot. Resistance, like it was a lot of games that they were putting out.
Do you believe the core PlayStation gamer doesn't like multiplayer? Do you believe that? I don't think so though.
Today, no. Back then, yes. Back then, I don't know, because back then PlayStation games didn't sell as much. Like they really didn't. Like some of their best-selling games, like God of War 3 and Uncharted 2, they only did like 5 or 6 million, maybe 7 million. Like that's not terrible, but it's like it's not what it's doing today, and it's not bringing in the revenue that it is today. So it's like I don't know. I think they just have a whole new player base to try this again with. I don't think they should just stop trying.
Yeah, I think it's just nothing wrong investing in yourselves. I think that's like my whole point of even bringing in the Nintendo. Like they invest in themselves, and Nintendo's smart because they have a wide variety of different types of games. Like, you know, their IPs are very valuable, and people buy their console for their IPs because they've made their IPs valuable by dropping really, really good games, right? And they have a wide range. They have AA, they have AAA, like bigger games like the Zeldas, and they have like maybe the smaller, like a smaller type of title too. And I think PlayStation needs to maybe take a page from their book and look to build their fan base to like care about their games like that. And the only way you do that is invest in yourself. Try with these. Don't be scared to make these multiplayer games, and some of them might fail, right? Some of them might fail, and some you never know. If it's you hit one big, right? And it might take off, right? So I'm very interested to see these live service games, and I hope to I hope they come out and I enjoy at least some of them. You know what I mean? I hope.
Well, even PlayStation not expecting all of them to hit. I think Jim Ryan said it was like two or three. They just need to be hits out of the 10 that they make in about 2026. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully we get to see more of them soon.
Yeah. Modern Warfare 3, Jmaine.
Oh, I'm in there. So
I'm probably gonna pick it up, but
I mean, if you want to get into the beta, so there's a beta going on. Early access for PlayStation users starts tomorrow. Open beta for PlayStation, I think, starts on the 8th, so Sunday. And if you want to get the early access, you can either pre-order it at GameStop, which I did, $5 get you a code, or you can pre-order on Amazon and just cancel your pre-order after you get your code. Simple as that. But they did release a trailer. I think they had a Call of Duty Next event today, which they showed more of the multiplayer and zombies and stuff like that. I didn't get to watch none of that yet.
Oh, okay.
But from the little bit that I saw from like the multiplayer trailer and some clips on Twitter, listen, they already had me at remastering old maps. Like, it's certain things that companies can do for certain games. Yeah, nostalgia hell of a drug.
Really big, man.
That'll get me to spend the money. It got me already. Like, they bring it back the remastered Modern Warfare 2 maps. So many memories on those maps. Like, I remember staying up till going to midnight launch for Modern Warfare 2. And then not going to school the next day because I stayed up till like 5 a.m. playing that shit. Like, that's how crazy it was back in the day on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We used to do game battles and shit like that. Like, it used to get so real. So all that nostalgia is definitely hitting me. And I'm on it. I'm gonna be playing that shit tomorrow, and it's looking good. The movement looks better. Looks like they bringing back a lot of things that fans wanted with the slide canceling and, you know, the faster movement. They got the HUD back with the red dots on the map when motherfuckers fire their guns and things like that. So a lot of fan service, you know, shit that should already been in the game that's coming back for this one. That has people excited. So I'm gonna check it out, see what the beta is hitting for, and we're gonna go from there. But they got me excited just based on them remaster maps alone. So, you know.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna check it out. You know, the Modern Warfare games I've been liking. You know, I've been skipping like the other shit, like the Cold Wars and the World War II joints, but the Modern Warfare games I be liking. I'm gonna see if I can find a little time to sneak in. Even like I don't play Call of Duty for long, but I like to get in there and do, you know, drop a little 30 hour, 40 hours and get off that shit. You know what I mean? Have a little fun with people and get off that shit.
A little comfort food.
Yeah. Like, I've always preferred Call of Duty over Battlefield because I just feel like you just hop in, play a little bit, and leave type of situation. Where Battlefield is like, yo.
Nah, you was just trash at Battlefield, so I understand. You was just ass over there. You know what I mean?
I just don't want to sit there I don't want to sit there and do a match for 45 minutes. I'm sorry, Jmaine. I don't want to do one single player match for 45 minutes. I don't want to do that. I want to do a quick match and get the fuck out of there, bro.
That's
amazing.
Do
a match and get out of
45
minutes. Why am I sitting in a fucking single multiplayer for 45 minutes?
You don't have to. That's only if you're playing like Conquest and shit like that.
That's what everyone plays though. Plays though.
Team deathmatch be having niggas in the lobbies too. But if you want to play Conquest, and you know what I mean, if you trash, you trash. And, you know what I mean? A 45-minute match, it's gonna be a good time for you.
Jmaine, Jmaine. First of all, when are we talking about gaming skills? Me versus you, I'm like 10 leagues ahead of you. First of all,
hop on season 6.
We could hop on Battlefield. I don't even play Battlefield like that. I'm above you in the leaderboard. I'm better than you. You probably gonna be in the planes. You probably gonna be in the tank getting killed. I'm gonna be boots on the ground.
And Battlefield 2022.
Bro, Jmaine,
and my tank gameplay is low. My tank play.
Jmaine, I'm more elite than you, bro. It's okay, bro. There's levels to this game and shit. I'm more elite than you, bro.
Pull up on the Modern Warfare 3 beta then. Pull up on the Modern Warfare 3 beta. We can play that. We can play that too. I'm not even nice in Call of Duty no more. But we can pull up tomorrow. I'm gonna be live. Shooting for a couple hours.
I'm gonna have to pull up on you, yo. Hold up. Yeah. Might do a little competition. Do a little competition. Who's higher on the leaderboard? We might have to do that. I have to show you, Jmaine, bro. I'm more elite than you. It's okay, bro. It's okay, bro.
No, you're not.
Got you in these games, bro. Stop playing with me, bro.
Battlefield, man. You just got me hyped just now. I ain't gonna front. You start talking about Battlefield. You got me hyped.
Honestly, I remember when I did play it early when it dropped. When I did play it when it came out day one and had all the problems and people were complaining about it.
Yeah.
I did see a glimpse of a little bit of magic. I remember I was on the rooftop of a building having a little firefight. Nigga with a jet plane flew by me. I'm like, oh shit! Like this shit was getting hectic. I'm like, okay, I can see why people like the magic of this too. But them 45-minute matches, I ain't fuck with it. I always liked how like the controls felt though in Battlefield. Like the controls are good. Like the gunplay mechanics are great. But I just felt like it was just too fucking large, bro. Too fucking large. Walking around, nigga sniping you from top of a rooftop somewhere in the far ass cliff.
You gotta okay, so yeah, that's how I know you trash. See, that's how I know you trash. You gotta run the routes, man. You gotta make sure that you have cover around you as you're moving through the battlefield.
See me in bad company too, nigga. See me in bad company too. See me in bad company too.
It's over for you.
See me in bad company too. You know what I mean? See me in bad company too.
Nigga talking about a 7th gen game, dog.
That was my shit, yo. Bad Company 2 was my shit.
Talking about dusting off the PS3 and shit like that.
That was my shit. Yo, did you hear like Titanfall is having like a resurgence right now? Like Titanfall 2?
I did see that. Where the fuck was these niggas at when Titanfall 2 first came out?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That game was... Yo, EA did Titanfall so nasty, bro.
They dropped it in between like Call of Duty and Battlefield game. Yeah, I think it was Was it Battlefield 1? I think it might have been Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 5 or Call of Duty. They did some, but that game is such a fantastic game, bro. Fantastic game, man. I can't believe I let that shit to die. You know what PlayStation need to do? They need to pull in Nintendo what they did with Bayonetta, pull up to EA and Respawn and be like, bro, Titanfall 3, PlayStation exclusive. Let's do this. PlayStation PC. Let me fund it. Let's make it happen. That would be a nice move. What do you think about something like that? What do you think of something like that? Probably do better than The Last of Us multiplayer. If PlayStation pulled up with the bag to EA and be like, bro, we'll fund this game, make it PC and PlayStation exclusive, Titanfall 3. I think that would make some noise in the streets. You don't think that would make a little noise? I think it would make some noise in the streets.
People been wanting a Titanfall 3. So
PlayStation, go ahead and do that, bro. Drop the bag. That would be a
good move.
Drop the bag.
Ooh. I was wondering too if PlayStation would partner more closely with EA now that Activision is going to Xbox and shit like that. The next Battlefield, the next if they do a Titanfall 3. But that would be fire. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I could see them definitely doing some sort of like, since like the rights of Call of Duty, they're not gonna have like the marketing rights anymore. I could see them shifting to Battlefield now. Like I could definitely see that being the case.
Yeah, either that or these other live service like Fortnite more. They might go more,
or they might just bet on themselves. Like I'm saying, maybe Fair Games and Concord are gonna be out here promoting that shit like crazy. Who knows? Who knows? So. Shit. So talking about multiplayer games and games that never are gonna see the light of day. Apparently Sega was making a multiplayer game called Hyenas, and according to them, this was like the most money they have ever spent on a game ever. The biggest budget they have ever spent on a game. And guess what? The shit got canceled, bro. The shit got canceled.
I couldn't believe when I read that. Like Sega, this is the most money they spent. So I guess this game was in development for 6 years. 6 years of development time. So getting pretty much, factions will probably be up there by the time it come out, 6 or 7 years. It's a PvPvE type of game. It's 15 players, teams of 3. The goal is for players to break into vaults spread across the map, battling AI enemies as well as other players, looting merch, and escaping the ship alive. So it's one of those, I think what they call it, extraction multiplayer shooters. I like the concept of these games. I don't know how much I like the whole AI being involved with it. Like maybe if there's a mode without the AI, I just like everything to be player versus player in this type of mode. But I like it because it's teams fighting against each other for the goal of getting into something, taking it, and getting out of there. Extracting it. So it's a lot of like hectic chaos and a lot of chaotic environments going on with it. But in terms of
what went wrong? What went wrong? This shit don't look the worst to me. I'm watching this. This is like my first time looking at this, to be honest. Like seeing the trailer, but this shit don't look like it don't look horrible. It seems like something I would check out. I don't know if I'll love it, but I would have to check it out. I think it's pretty creative. It seems like.
Yeah, it definitely looked unique. It definitely seems like some multiplayer games. I think something like Fair Games is going to be like this. I think something like even Marathon. I was watching some more stuff about Bungie's Marathon, and that seems to be like an extraction type of game too. So I think it was fighting, to be the first to, not the first, because I think there's games out there like this, but one of the few that is like taking the top of the crown for this type of game. I heard that development went bad because there was really like no direction in terms of where they was headed with it. Like it was just a lot of hold on, I'm trying to find the quote.
Things mashed up or something, like a lot of ideas.
Yeah, it was like, okay. Challenging development. After multiple. Okay, yeah, it says so after multiple closed alpha tests for the game, Sega wasn't happy with the progress of the title. With Japan providing more scrutiny over the project in recent months, sources also confirmed that they planned it to be a premium game. By the time it was canceled, it had transitioned to a free-to-play. So it seems like they were struggling too with transitioning it from a game that's going to be sold to a free-to-play model with microtransactions, given the nature of the beast of the industry. They said it was the biggest.
You see the point that I just brought up, like dropping the game today and just a straight up multiplayer and charging like retail price for it. I think it's gonna be harder and harder to do. Like with just what's on the market, it's just gonna be harder to do.
Oh, it definitely will be hard. But I think if you show people something great or something good, I don't think people have a hard time paying for that. That's all.
I think for franchises that are already established, like a Battlefield, you know how this time the latest Battlefield didn't have a campaign, right? Since that franchise is already established and is already big, I feel like they could kind of get away with it and do it because it's just well known already, right? Like people know Battlefield, people love Battlefield, like you know what I'm saying. But for a new IP to do that, it seems like it would be really tough to sell people on a multi. Because now how about if you go and throw like $70 on a multiplayer game and it dies, right? Like them, I think people are scared of that type of shit. Like this shit don't pop off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I see what you're saying. I do. Like something like Foam Stars, they can't they can't charge for that.
Wait, is that a free to play game?
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows yet. I don't think they confirmed if it's gonna cost or if it's gonna be free to play.
I would not buy no Foam Stars, bro. Did you play the beta?
I didn't get a chance.
Okay. From what I've been seeing reactions outside of like Jay Barry, shout out to that man. That boy love everything PlayStation, but or Square Enix too. Outside of like Jay Barry and them, I haven't seen everyone saying that shit is buns to me, bro. I've been seeing everyone say it's trash. I don't know, man.
This Hyena game, it says it also
the trailer don't look half bad though.
It had like engine switches. So originally it was developed on the Aliens Isolation engine. But then due to frustration with the tools, they switched to Unreal, which required a portion of the team to be temporarily moved to work on another game. It was like a lot of like development hell, pretty much.
Yeah. Unfortunate. I want to read some super chat donations real quick. Mr. Bayram Plays, he's been a channel member for 2 months. He says, keep up the great content. I appreciate it. Jay Harvey says, Kofi put Hunter on ice. Oh my God, he's going to be on my ass until I watch that shit, bro. Muck45 with a $2 super chat donation.
Shout out to Muck.
He says, this is all Jim Ryan's box head fail.
What, factions? No, I'm not putting that on Jim Ryan.
I'm not putting on that Jim Ryan either. I'm not putting that on Jim Ryan. I think that has to do with Naughty Dog.
Yeah, that's Naughty Dog. So
That's a
because
Naughty Dog problem.
If any studio in PlayStation has like free reign to do what the fuck they want,
It's definitely
Naughty Dog.
It's Naughty Dog.
And they knew multiplayer wasn't going to be, a part of Last of Us Part 2 way before Jim Ryan was even at the helm. Way before that.
Yeah.
Because I think the report came out in 2019, and that's when Jim Ryan took over. So
yeah, exactly. They said, we're focusing on the single player. This shit.
They knew. Yeah. They fucking knew.
Miles says The Last of Us Part 1 came out last year and still top 20 MPD 2023 Jmaine.
Oh,
so people are buying that Jmaine. Say no one buying that.
Nobody buying that shit. That's just a few heads from the TV show that they got on there, but
people buying that shit, bro.
And fuck that game. I don't give a fuck about who's
you didn't
buying
buy it.
Hell no, I didn't buy it for full price.
Bum ass, look exposed, bro. This guy's talking all the shit he bought it too. Talking all the shit and he bought it.
I just wasn't gonna buy it at full price. It wasn't worth full price to me.
It
was a weak remake. Visually,
you know what? I think The Last of Us Part 1 as I've been on record saying like, they could have even stopped it there and I would have been fine. Like, I think that game was like perfect for what it's trying to do is perfect. So I wasn't mad at it. This is like the definitive edition and shit. Shout out to PlayStation. They sent me the shit anyway. So shout out to PlayStation. They sent me the game. So. Appreciate them.
Maybe in retrospect, maybe they should have stopped that Last of Us Part 1 and just moved on. Because Part 2 being as divisive as it was, factions being in a hellhole.
I was talking to GI in the Discord. They said they should have just used that gameplay for a new IP. They should have just used that same gameplay and just made a new IP though. That's
what you mean? Oh, for Part 2?
For Part 2. And left it alone for Last of Us 1. I always felt like the game should have just ended. I feel like it should have ended there though. Like, I think it was just perfect. They could have just, that's like a perfect time capsule type of game, bro. Like, you could have just left it there. And that's just shit is amazing. The way it ended, it like you could tell the story, but leaving it open like that is kind of dope, though. You know what I'm saying? Like leaving like the question hanging, like she'll never know what he did, type of situation. It's kind of dope,
right?
It's kind of dope. Yeah, I don't know.
Especially with like the direction I hope they go in with 3, because that's obviously happening. It could make up for some of the things that I didn't like about 2.
Okay, so we know the Fireflies are out there. Abby and them.
Spoiler alert.
Bro, the game out. Abby and Levi. Is it a Levi? Is it Levi or I don't? What's it? Levi or Levi? What is it?
It's just Lev.
No, seriously, I don't remember. That's why. Which one is it?
It's Lev.
It's Lev. My bad. Okay, so Abby and Lev.
Nah, that nigga name is Levi now.
I don't know. I heard some shit like that.
That's his name now.
Some shit like that. I don't remember. But they're pulling up to the Fireflies now. I think when they pulled up to Santa Barbara, they figured out the Fireflies are still going out. So if they're making The Last of Us, if they're making The Last of Us Part 3, if you were to make just like a guess, where are they taking us story-wise that it needs to happen? Where are they taking us? They meet up, then what?
I think at some point Abby and Ellie are gonna like team up and fight the next threat, because I think at this point they need to take it to maybe there is another more people out there that are immune, or maybe there is another person out there that could give them the cure that they've been looking for, or Ellie's been looking for, and they have to fight another faction to get to that person.
Put that shit on ice. Put that on ice. If that's the storyline, put that shit on ice, bro. Put that shit on ice, bro.
Actually get to a cure eventually?
I think these, you know how I feel? I feel like these post-apocalyptic games are actually better when it's like kind of like it's just grim. This is just our world. I think it's better than that. I think it's too happy-go-lucky. Oh, we saved the day. Everyone is turning back to. I prefer it when it's a more darker ending for me with these style of games, or like it's just more dark.
So what was your problem with Last of Us 2 then? That was a dark ending.
My Last of Us. Look, I don't think the story is horrible in Last of Us 2. I just don't like certain decisions about it, but I don't think it was horrible. I'm not one of those people who say I think the first. I've been on record saying the first one is better. I just think the first one is better. I'm not saying the Last of Us 2 is bad. The story is bad, but I just think the first one's better. Like I see what the whole point is. Like the whole like message behind The Last of Us 2 was just a revenge story. And what's the saying? Dig two graves or whatever when you're going for revenge or some shit. Yeah, one for your person and one for yourself, right? I think I think that's pretty much like the whole point of the game. Like, I just don't see
So
where
where
they're
would
taking
you
us.
see them go for the third one?
That's what I'm
then?
saying. Like, they make The Last of Us Part 3. Where are you really taking us? Like, where are you taking us?
You gotta eventually get to the Fireflies because
Do you guys really care if Abby and Ellie have a relationship? Like, do people really care? I wanted that. I don't really care. I wanted Ellie to clap Abby.
You want her to what?
I wanted her to clap Abby, yo. Like,
no. Personally, I would have clapped Ellie, but I think Ellie not clapping her Ellie makes more of a better character development and more of a better storyline. Because Ellie finally, like, it took her a while, but she finally realized that Abby wasn't the fucking enemy. She wasn't. She was just getting revenge for somebody that she loved. So, and we don't have to get into the story. That's just shit that
I'm just saying. I just don't know where they would take us if they do the third one, but I'm sure they'll find something, and I'll probably play it just because the gameplay is gonna be fired. The visuals.
I do think they need to explore the cure shit. I do think.
You think that's the direction that they go?
More people that's immune, somebody else that could do the cure, like something with the infection. They veered far away from that. Like, they didn't even talk about the infection.
Because I feel like that's like not the point. I don't know if they're going for like the Walking Dead situation where like, yo, this is just our world that we live in now, bro.
But Walking Dead even flirted with it a little bit in that second season, I think. And then the whole fucking it was a dead end. But they flirted with it a little bit. But I don't know. I think to wrap something up, I think you have to flirt back with it at least. And maybe it doesn't work out still in the end, and that's just what it is. But I do think they need to get back towards because now we even got like more information about where it came from for the TV show. We got more information about people, like how Ellie was immune with her mother being bit while she was pregnant. Like, how many people you think that happened for? Like, how many people you think got bit?
Probably not
and was
much.
Pregnant?
Probably
and
not much.
But
maybe it's just Ellie.
People,
maybe the whole point might be
in the
Ellie.
whole fucking country in the world, nigga. It got to be more than just Ellie. Like, it has to be.
Yeah. She mutated because she mutated.
Yeah, like she fucking was born with the shit. So if if those nuggets carry over into the game, like the whole tendril system, like I don't know, we'll see what they do. But
I know they could do fire stuff with the gameplay, but for the story aspect, I feel like they kind of peaked with the first one. I think that first one just told an amazing story. Not the original story, but it told it. The execution was. I haven't seen anything like that in the game in terms of the execution for an action adventure game. So that's why I kind of hold the first one to a very high standard personally. But yeah, we can move on from The Last of Us. But we know that's coming at some point in time. The Last of Us Part 3 is coming at some point in time, but it's just probably going to be a while.
They're working on it.
Moving on real quick. PlayStation is adding some free movies to the premium tier. And what is it, extra tier or no?
Fart on that. You got some farts for that?
I got farts.
Fart on that, please. Thank you. Oh my god.
Why are we farting on it? What's up?
Oh my god.
What's up? Why are you farting on it?
If this is the reason they raised the PlayStation Plus premium prices, I'm fucking. They need their ass whooped. Who gives a fuck about movies and TV shows on your fucking PlayStation? I don't care. I don't care. And they try to sauce and spice it up with, if you're PlayStation Plus Premium, you get a curated 100 movies. I don't give a fuck. I didn't subscribe to PlayStation Plus Premium for fucking movies. I don't care. I don't care about that shit. You raising the price and you gonna come out with some damn movie shit? And half that Sony catalog, not even majority of that Sony catalog is ass.
It's buns.
I fired up the app. That shit is ass. I saw the shit like Hancock on there. That shit is whack. You get some.
You know what? Did they put the Last of Us shit in there or no?
No.
Did they put Spider-Man in there?
They got the Spider-Verse, but you can rent it. They got Spider-Verse, and I think No Way Home might be in there. And Uncharted movies.
Because we know that they're going hard with the PlayStation centric movies. We know like a Ghost of Tsushima one is coming out from the people who made John Wick and stuff like that. So maybe this is them trying to like incorporate it in in the tiers, because they're gonna do a strong push for the PlayStation production film side. We know with the Gran Turismo, which like I told mans, it's a good movie. Mans, I've seen it. The shit's a good movie. Man, I thought I was capping because they said they whined and dined me, so they thought I was capping. You see that shit? The shit's a good movie, bro. I told you. It's a good movie, bro. I told man that GT movie was actually one of the better video game movies I've seen. I wasn't capping. It's not because they put me in a Lambo, bro. You know what I mean? I wasn't capping.
Oh, and Twisted Metal is not a bad TV show either.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it. You know why? Because it's on Peacock with some shit. This shit's on Peacock, bro.
That shit is on Fire Stick. How about that?
I need that. I need that.
I got a website for you too. I got a website.
Yes,
for
sir.
You.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
you
know. Go ahead and DM that. You already know the vibes.
I got you. But this Sony Pictures Core, basically, there's a 2000 movie catalog that they have on here, and you could buy or rent movies there. And then if you're a PlayStation Plus premium member, they curate 100 of those movies onto the service that are going to rotate in and out. And for those movies, you don't have to do anything additional. You can just click on them and watch them. So I went on there and I saw like the 100 curated movies. They had like Fifth Element on there with Bruce Willis, Hancock with Will Smith. Like it wasn't, nothing crazy. And then I guess in addition, you'll get like early access to some of the Sony Pictures movies that come from theaters onto the digital market. That's it. Like, okay. I don't care.
All right. So real quick,
it's 4K HDR on the app. So if you're a fan of that, it's cool. But yeah.
Okay. So real quick, before we pretty much wrap up the podcast, is Cyberpunk 2077 the greatest comeback story, or at least one of the greatest comeback stories in gaming? Because it seems like it, man. So we just got a report saying Cyberpunk has sold 25 million copies, and the Phantom Liberty expansion sold 3 million copies its first week. Holy, that's impressive.
I thought man's was off
that's
of the
very
CD Projekt
impressive.
Red rave.
They still got the juice apparently, because people are really fucking with it.
I ain't gonna call it the best comeback story, but what I will call it is one of the best curated and planned out comebacks that we've seen. I think CD Projekt Red, in terms of winning the fans back over, did a masterful job with fooling you niggas. It's like I ain't gonna say fooling, because the Phantom Liberty looked like it's a good expansion, and the update 2.0 looks like it's good.
I want to see another shit I want to play too. I just have to find the time to play that shit. I want to play that.
Right. So the game came out broken, buggy, fucked up. But even still, I think it sold like 13 million in the first month or something.
Yeah, it did really well. It did really well.
It did mad good. But it had a lot of bad press and a lot of bad PR. Stocks were down, things like that. And then they dropped that Cyberpunk Edge Runners, that anime, and everybody was like, "Oh, that shit is amazing. That shit is great. Like we loved it."
Brought us back, it brought a lot of people. Yeah. Shit, I even installed Cyberpunk after that shit. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
Yeah,
but then when I played the game, I'm like, it's not the same. The show doesn't give you the same vibe. The show really paints that world so masterfully. Holy shit, I wish the game was just like this, yo. So the breakdown
it did its job to get people back on.
To get back, it worked. It definitely worked. It definitely worked. With the update 2.0, I'm definitely gonna replay the game as soon as I have time. I will. Phantom Liberty, the breakdown is 68% of sales were on PC, 20% were on PlayStation 5, and 13% was on Xbox Series X. And it sounds about right to me. It's a PC centric game, so it's obviously going to do better on PC. You know what I mean? Super PC centric game. So
what I love the most about all of these numbers coming out is just the transparency from CD Projekt. They even dropped numbers about how much the budget was for the DLC, the Phantom Liberty DLC, and how many employees they had. So the budget for the Phantom Liberty DLC expansion was 275 million, but in Poland. So I think if you do
the conversion,
PLN to USD, is that Poland? Polish zloty. If you do, was it 275 million? It converts to like 62 million in US dollars. So 62 million for
an expansion,
for the development of the expansion, and then another 95 million Poland for marketing, which converts to 95. So 21.
That's
21 million.
So, that's a lot of money for the expansion.
80, yeah, like $80-something million for the expansion.
That's
$80-something
crazy.
million. That used to be like AAA game budget back in like the 7th generation, maybe 8th generation. maybe like early
That's
April.
crazy. I'm pretty sure. I'm
it's
pretty
like
sure some
AAA
games
game
budget today is not even that high, bro. That's pretty expensive.
Oh, for sure.
For the expansion, that's very expensive, yo.
For sure.
Crazy. So yeah, CD Projekt Red is definitely celebrating hitting that 3 million number in its first week for its expansion, and I've been seeing that they're looking to expand the Cyberpunk universe even further. I think they're doing some sort of live action thing coming in the future. Yeah, as well as they're thinking about the next Cyberpunk if they're gonna make it Jmaine's favorite, third person.
They know what time it is.
They're considering making it third person. I think it's fine the way it is.
They know what time it is. Man. They know what to do.
I know a lot of people be wanting that third person shit. You know what I mean? Because of PlayStation brainwash y'all to only love third person shit.
CD Projekt's most well, I don't know if Witcher 3 was third person. They know what time it is, man. They know motherfuckers want that third person hotness.
Some people, you know what some people are saying? Some people are saying, yo, like low key that number ain't that impressive, that 25 million. Because the game was on sale for like $5 at one point in time. Like it was sale for $5. But that was on console though. Not on PC, right? Wasn't that like the PS5 or PS4 version that was sold for like $5 at one point?
Well, a lot of games go on sale. Like I don't. Shit, the fact that
because it did drop in. Yo, you do remember it did drop in price heavy after like the whole contract. It dropped in price heavy still. They were giving,
but that's still impressive because people still bought that shit after all the controversy. Like that's crazy. I think to even have 25 million is kind of crazy after all that controversy. But when it was full price, it still did like 13 million. So those numbers are definitely impressive, man. 3 million for the DLC. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's good numbers to me.
That's not too bad. All right, man. Let's wrap up the podcast, man. It was good conversations as always, Jmaine. You already know what it is.
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking about staying up, my brother. My Loki, my baby, gonna keep me up any regardless. He gonna keep me up. We just got the official track list.
Oh, it dropped
for your dogs, bro. Take it this. You know how this album's gonna be a classic? One of the tracks is called BBL Love Interlude. Holy, this is BBL Love Interlude. Oh, yo, hold up.
That's a whole.
This shit about to be too crazy. Track. This shit about to be so crazy.
Instagram girls. Oh wait, I got Virginia Beach. Amen. Am I looking at the right track list?
Yeah, that is the right track. He has a song called First Person Shooter.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know I like my FPSs. You know what I mean? Rich
Slime
Baby Daddy, Slime You. I like that record. I don't know why people try to like shit on that. That record's hard as fuck. All the parties.
It ain't what I wanted to hear for all the dogs, though. That's
low key. I think this is gonna be the one, Jmaine. I have a good feeling, bruh. I think this is gonna be the one, man.
I'm not liking this track list, Kofi.
You're not liking it? Why? What is this sound? Is this sounding R&B? Is this sounding R&B?
It's sounding R&B, dog.
Bro, if it's like
you, Fear of Heights, my nigga. Come on, Bahamas Promises. Come on,
this shit about to be a banger, bro. Holy. If I wasn't so tired, I would do a live reaction to this shit, bro. This shit about to be so sick.
I stumbled across one that might be for the dogs.
What
would Pluto do? What
would Pluto do?
You know Future gotta be on that talking his shit, dog. We gotta get Pluto on that. Yeah, that one right there might be for all the dogs. Hold up. Okay.
Nah, I'm on this tonight, bro. I'm saying up. Fuck it. I'm saying no. I'm working on my video. I'm working on this.
Might be for the dogs. The second half of this album might be for the dogs. Rich Baby Daddy, Another Late Night. Yeah, hold up. Polar Opposites. That's for all the dogs. Hold on. All right. We gonna see. Hey, Kevin Durant is listed as an A&R on this shit.
Kevin Durant, man, they gotta stop with that shit. Gotta stop with that shit. Remember when they said like LeBron was the A&R for 2 Chainz album and shit like that?
Oh yeah, that's when we got the infamous meme where he's like, "Since y'all been fucking with me, I'm gonna give y'all 2 more."
Yeah. Yo, why did LeBron? Why did LeBron act like he invented the deluxe album? He came out in the video. Yo, bro, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna release an album like this. Then a week later, bro, we're gonna come back with 2 more, bro, records on the track and call it the deluxe. Man, act like he fucking did the deluxe album, bro. Like, bro, man's been doing the deluxe, bro.
All the songs that couldn't fit on the album originally, we're gonna give that to him 2 weeks after the album come out. And since y'all been rocking with me on this one, here go 2 more for y'all. Just rocking with me on this one. Like, shut up.
I remember that video. LeBron's a funny ass man, bro. I was reading on the first page of every single book that we see him reading, bro. He's a funny ass man, bro. I fuck with LeBron heavy though. Shout out to LeBron. All right, yo, we out of here, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. Hit the like button on your way out if you haven't. It was a good episode, man. It's always fun chatting it up with you guys and chopping it up, talking some games. And we're going to get out of here, man. Remember, Spider-Man review October 16th. Look out for it. It's going to be a masterclass in
October's
making a review.
own.
So make sure you check it out. And it will be spoiler-free. Don't worry, I ain't going to spoil nothing for you. No boss fights will be in there. Nothing. You know what I mean? It's going to be nice and clean for y'all. So, make sure y'all tap into that when it drops. So we still got some time, yo. The game don't come out until like the review's the 16th, so I still got some time, bro.
Yeah.
That's like 2
2
weeks
weeks
from
into
now.
the game come out, and like a week and a half until reviews drop. I'll say it was mad fucking early.
Yeah, it was mad early, yo. That's crazy. All right, cool. All right, yo, we out of here, man. Though. Hopefully you guys
I got some ghost pepper wings, some Popeyes waiting on me. I'm about to tear them shits up.
bro.
Fucking hungry as shit.
All right, yo, we
out. All right, y'all.